Just breaking from Ford, it's fascinating. Phil LeBeau joins us with the latest. Phil.
Andrew, this is what people have been talking about for the last couple of weeks. Would Ford make a move to split off its EV business? And it has done that, though the business will remain within Ford. So here's the change, the restructuring, if you will, with Ford. It is splitting off its EV business into a separate unit within the company. It'll be called Ford Model E. CEO Jim Farley will run that division. It'll be focused on electric vehicles. What about the legacy business? That'll be Ford Blue, the internal combustion vehicles, which is the bulk of the business at Ford right now. That will be run by Kumar Golhotra, who is the head of Ford of Americas. So let's talk about each of these divisions. With the Ford Model E, which is, again, the EV division, they're targeting production of 2 million EVs by 2026. They're also raising their guidance for 26. We'll talk about that in just a little bit. By 2030, they expect half of their global sales to be electric vehicles. They've got a long ways to go to catch up with Tesla when it comes to the EV market. They are number 2 in the U.S., but or number 3, I should say, but a very distant number 3. Look, Tesla has dominated this market. We've talked about that at some length. But the bulk of Ford's business will be, for the foreseeable future, internal combustion engine vehicles. They sold 3.94 million of those vehicles. Also, the best-selling vehicle in the country, which is the F-150, has been for more than 40 years. That's still a critical part of Ford's business. So now they're changing their guidance. Both of these will be separate units. This will be a chance for Ford to see how both of these businesses grow over time as they target more efficiency. The business targets that have changed for Ford look like this. They are reaffirming their 2022 guidance with an EBIT of 11.5 to 12.5 billion. That's the profit target. They say that at the high end of that range, they could get to 8% EBIT margins. That would be an improvement for Ford and significant if they can get up to 8%. By the way, they are targeting a 10% EBIT margin by 2026. So they are increasing their long-range targets going out to 2026 as they make this move, guys, to split off the EV business into a separate unit run by Jim Farley. And he's talked about this, that they need to be a more efficient company. There's too much waste there. They believe by separating the EV and the internal combustion business that they will become a more efficient and more profitable company. We'll see. Guys, back to you.
Phil, though, is this a precursor to something larger? Meaning, should the investors in Ford think to themselves that there could be a moment, whether it be a year, 2 or 3 from now, where this is a company that actually splits apart?
Possibly, Andrew, but I don't think that's happening soon. They need the profits from the internal combustion engine business in order to fund the overall development of of EVs. Yes, Jim Farley says, hey, the Mach-E, that's a profitable vehicle, and it will remain a profitable vehicle, and that's what we expect with all of our EVs. But it's not terribly profitable, and they're going to have to invest heavily to expand production of EVs and development of EVs. So you just can't cut off the internal combustion business and say, well, this is a separate business, 100%, and it's all EVs. If they were to do that, they would have a steep hill to climb in terms of development costs, manufacturing, a number of other areas. So I wouldn't be surprised if we ultimately see them spin off the EV business because of the greater growth potential there, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.